Hello, friends. You are in role play. I'm in a Zoom room with other people. If you want to come and be in the actual room at some point, please feel free to reach out to me. You can do that in the, well, it's kind of hard to do. Best way to do it is at my website, www.lauravward.com. Okay, and so we are in role play. You are invited to take this at any way that feels good in your body. Like, I'm going to be offering a lot of suggestions, and sometimes I describe what my experience is, but yours might be totally different. So take it however it feels good. If you need to not do anything or go in a totally different direction, you are completely welcome to do that. And the other thing, if you are watching on TV Land, please like and subscribe and send it out to all your friends. I am trying to grow this channel so that I can make a living at being doing what I do. Anyway, so yes. All right, coming in for a landing into our bodies. I'm going to take off my glasses. If you can take off your glasses, do that. Oh, I'm going to mute you. Venus is a boy. There we go. So just coming into sensation and tuning into what you're feeling right now, what's going on in your body right now, what kind of energy patterns are coming up, what's your breathing like, becoming aware of your experience from the internal sensation point of view. What does it feel like to be in there? And maybe it feels good at some point to touch some part of your body. So yeah, like if I put my hand on my chest and on my belly, I'm kind of like, oh, I'm right here. And when we take out the visual, it's much easier to feel and to hear and to tune into the other senses. So if it's comfortable, close your eyes. You can be laying down or seated, anything that feels good. And we're going to start with just slowing down our exhale. And I'm going to suggest that we do this by using the theta breath, starting with theta breath, which is just a soft hiss, like very gentle steam coming out of a radiator. Such a bad image, but it goes with the power outage. So feeling into this gentle exhale coming out, a very soft hiss, or it could be a TH sound, and letting that slow down your exhale. When you're inhaling, think of really breathing deep down into your belly. So the diaphragm descends, squishing the organs around, thinking that going all the way down, maybe into your legs. And then coming into that extended exhale with the theta breath. If this theta breath feels like a challenge for you, don't do it. Just breathe normally. And if you feel like you need resting breaths, just breathe normally whenever you need to. So let it all kind of come in for a landing as we tune into our animal body, into our alive, living, human, organic system of being, and letting us drop down. So we're slowing down the exhale, which will drop us down into a more parasympathetic, soothe, settle, rest, and digest state. As you're in there, I want you to I want to invite you to become aware of any small little movements that are bubbling up, or allowing micro movement or large movement to join in, participate in whatever you have going on. So if it feels good to move big, that's great. If you want to move small, that's great. When I tune into this theta breath, I immediately become aware. It's almost like the back space around me starts to wrap and my body moves into that back space. And there's some kind of releasing in my neck and shoulders. And it's not like a dropping of the shoulders. It's more like a I can come back into myself, and my shoulders can even lift into myself. So it doesn't have to be like, everything doesn't have to be like, I released everything and now it's all just dropping down. It can also be like, there can be a play between the fluid movement of your muscle tissue, muscle fiber, your fascia, the fluid systems of lymph, your cerebrospinal fluid, your blood. There can be this movement and action in there that just feels, I want to say, almost like you're chewing on it, like you're softly, gently allowing this tuning into sensation. And I'm throwing a lot of things out there. So maybe one of them is going to really work for you. And feel free to stick with that and let go of the other stuff. So we're going to add one more breath. And that breath is called the Luna breath. It's a continuum breath. And it's like if you took an ujjayi breath, which is that kind of clamped throat with that, and you distilled that down minus like to a homeopathic amount. It's just the tiniest little sensation of, it's almost like you're just hearing your exhale in your head. And if it feels like, what is she talking about? Then just let the whole idea go. But it's kind of like you're in outer space and you're just listening to the sound of outer space or the sound of your inner body. But for me, like I am putting a tiny bit of tension in. I almost want to say it's like in my nose and the back of my throat, maybe even more up here, sort of my sinus cavity, but there's just a little containment. So it slows down the exhale even more. And you wouldn't be able to hear it from the outside unless you were like right next to my face. So playing with that Luna breath as sort of an idea of taking it one layer deeper into your sensation, into your inner body, into your feeling. When I switch from theta to Luna, I just go deeper in. It's like I suddenly become very aware of like the central channel of my body and even like deeper into that. So it's like the deepest space for me is Luna. And it allows me to come deeply into this internal awareness, but it's not a pinpointed awareness. It's still an expansive awareness. So feel free to work with that in whatever way feels interesting to you, and taking resting breaths whenever you want. I am now going to take it down all the way to the floor. So working between, in your own time, the idea of theta breath, and Luna breath, the kind of clamped internal, very light, gentle internal clamp. Sounds horrible. And resting breaths of just any kind of thing, and allowing your body to tune into internal sensations. So coming into interoception, but also allowing it to be a very global sense of internal sensation. So when we do little micro movements, it is easier to feel things. We can feel things more easily through movement often than through stillness. And I think Emily Conrad says, we are movement. It's what's happening all the time, no matter what. So tuning into the aliveness of movement in your body and moving back and forth between those breaths. And just seeing what they bring for you. What are the gifts and the offerings for your body today as you participate in this moment? Allowing your awareness to become more global and expansive within your system, and then maybe even sometimes just to come really into clear focus in one area. And if there's a story going on in your mind, or you're thinking about what you were doing or what you have to do, see if you can just let it go, let it pass like a cloud. So it's not that you have to take away all of the stories and narratives that are happening, just don't focus on them. When you notice that there's a narrative happening, see if you can come back to feeling fluid sensation or just feeling your breath. Come back to the sound that you're making. And I also want to invite in two things. One is a sense of gratitude. Like, I'm really grateful to be here and have a human body. Like, I think, wow, I landed on this planet in this human body. That is an amazingly lucky thing. And the more I dive into these type of practices and play with that, I'm even more astonished and grateful. And I'm also grateful for all my Zoomy people that are in the room with me. I can look over there and see another face. And then I'm also grateful for the TV land people that are trying out this stuff. So there's so, like, I could keep expanding. Like, I'm grateful for the air that I'm breathing. I'm grateful for the water in the whole world, like all the world water and all the body water. And I'm grateful for all my teachers and all the learning that's so available now through the interwebs and also through direct experience working with other people. So I said I wanted to bring in two things, and then I got completely derailed with gratitude and thought, oh, it's so great to be here in gratitude. And it made me completely forget what the second thing was. So we'll see if it comes back. Dancing with gratitude in your cells. I know what it was. It's the invitation of the internal healer, your deep wisdom, your own sort of soulful healer that's existing in the wisdom of your body. So tuning into that and just inviting it to participate. And often I feel like when we're working with sort of that magical healing power that sort of exists, how does our body know how to heal things? How does it know? It's very ineffable. And, some things heal faster, some things heal slower, some things don't heal. But so we want to invite in the healing, inviting in whether it's emotional, physical, spiritual, whatever kind of internal awareness healing you need. Oh, look at that. I see some loveliness, loving kindness happening in one of my rooms, which feels very healing to me just to even see that. And that's another thing I was thinking about with this working this way and offering these classes. Even if you're not moving, if you're watching this, you're taking it in, and your body sometimes thinks it's moving too. So inviting that in, that kind of participation. Yeah, being a dancer, whenever I see a dance performance, it's like I'm dancing that with the people on stage. It's like I feel the movement in my body. So inviting that in, grateful for movement, inviting in the inner healer. Maybe we need to go in very, very deep. Maybe the wisdom is deep, deep inside. Or maybe it's like we need to start to unfurl and release and let some stuff go and let some stuff go out into the world. So the healing can be this balance of coming in or going out. Like, it could be whatever you need. And it can change from moment to moment. It can change from day to day. But we're just inviting it in. Inviting in the inner healer and the magic of your own sort of soul participation. Yeah, inviting in the magic of Phoebe and Venus as a boy. Super sweet to see you. All right, I'm going to share a screen and share a sound. I think I dropped in a lot of ideas. Feel free to keep playing with those sounds in your own time or make new ones. If you're there, you want to make some noise, make some noise. Sound vibration is going to affect our tissues in multiple different ways. So feel free to let out some sound. And we're going to use Jeff Gersh, Ambient Fields. This is number 3. So if it ends up getting too loud, or if it's not loud enough, feel free to flag me down, people in the Zoom room. But I think I'm going to try and stop talking for a while and just let us move in whatever ways we need to move. Louder? Just turning that down or off for a few more minutes of exploration without sound or without music. Coming back into the awareness where we started, or the idea of the awareness where we started, of just feeling into what you feel like. What is it like inside now? What's different when there's no music? Is there anything that you need to let go of? Any kind of crusty, crumbly stuff that needs to be shaken off or released or just taken off, like the big backpack or the big skin that you're wearing? I mean, like an animal skin, not like your own skin. You can keep your own skin, but like, is there any stuff that you're wearing that could be released and let go? Anyone else's ideas of who you should be or what you should be doing? Any of that stuff that you could soften and let crack off? I've been watching after this ice storm, watching the trees release their ice, these large ice cubes all over the place. And yeah, like we all need to shake some of that stuff off sometimes. I keep talking about the crustification. What kind of parts of you maybe, or things on you or in you that are ready to fall off and just let go, free you up, give you some more spaciousness or some more lightness? So inviting in that final, maybe even a final sigh or a final, is there something, ooh, I can let go of or shake out or just let it out of my system? Hum it out, sigh it out, hiss it out. Anything that would be helpful to just let go of, give you more spaciousness in your own body. So everyone in TV land, thank you for joining. If you've made it this far, you have an attention span. Congratulations, well done. And everyone in the room, I'm going to stop recording.